Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live reaction for Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle. I am Dustin Starr. Another big Saturday in the books. I'll give you guys just a second to log on and check in, and let's talk some professional wrestling. What a day. I mean, I say that each and every week, but what a day. This is the first live reaction of 2021, the second show of 2021, and we almost crowned our first new champion of 2021. Also, a couple of very odd and mostly disappointing things on today's show with Sweet Robin Shaw and Dan Joseph just being unhinged at ringside after the big tag team loss. But I want to hear from you guys. What did you think about today's show? That was episode 93. We are 7 weeks away from our 100th episode, and I can smell a blockbuster spectacular coming to celebrate that milestone, especially after we just celebrated our 500th episode of Championship Wrestling in Hollywood. So hello, everybody. Welcome. It's the live reaction. I'm Dustin Starr. I think the suit count today was only at 5, so that's not bad. Terry, how are you? Yeah, there's some people that are logging in here. What did you think of today's show? Lots of stuff happened. Fastest hour in professional wrestling, that's for sure. It's just not just a slogan. That's a shoot, pal. And Twitter is absolutely hating Sweet Robin Shaw right now. Also a little surprised about Dan Joseph. Hey, Greg, how are you? Bo, what's up? Aloha. Loves Championship Wrestling. Well, thanks for tuning in. If you missed the year-end review, it's available in full right now on this YouTube channel. It's a special featuring the best matches and biggest moments of 2020. And then tomorrow at noon, there is our awards show featuring the very best of 2020. So myself and my Maria, we will host that and we will award the very best of 2020. Lots of great stuff happened even in a wild and crazy year. Terry said just made it home and we'll watch after this. Man, sorry, we're probably going to give some spoilers here, but it's something you definitely want to check out. So all the matches are available in full right now in the feature matches playlist, but then also the full episode. I would recommend watching that. Of course, David says, hey, here we go. Took me a few minutes to find you. Well, hit that subscribe button. Hit subscribe. Go ahead and like. We had over 100 live viewers today. So that is awesome. That's always a good thing. The more the merrier. And the more that you guys like and comment and that kind of stuff, it puts more eyeballs on us. So disappointed. Greg says disappointed in Robin Shaw. Now, I've been texting Robin ever since this went down, and I am trying to get him on the Championship Wrestling podcast coming up. That's every Monday at noon. You can listen and chat with us on Mondays, or you can go back, of course, and listen and watch on demand. But I am in communication with Sweet Robin. He is, it's kind of weird calling him Sweet Robin, to be honest with you. The hug from Jim Jervis turned into a belly-to-belly suplex. He slammed Gentleman Jervis. Jervis is the one that brought Sweet Robin in as his best friend. And then, of course, Darwin Finch, he joined the group. And Robin basically laid a beat down on both of them, and nobody knows why. So I got to figure out why. I'm in the process of trying to schedule Sweet Robin for Monday. Stay tuned at CW30 Wrestling for that. I got to ask the big question. Why? Why, Robin? Why? Unbelievable. Bo says, how could the second sweetest man do that to the world's sweetest man? Absolutely mind-boggling. I have no idea. They talked about championship gold. Sweet Robin had his eyes on the Heritage Championship today, and man, he had things going his way. There's no way that Robin really thinks that Jervis or Darwin tripped him. Obviously, it was Flex. And when I talk to Robin, I'm going to point that out because he was in the chat. He saw that happen today. He basically laughed about it. Unreal. He should have done that in 2020, not 2021. Gosh. Dave, what's up? Sweet Robin has gone sour. We're going to see where this goes. Yeah, we're in the process of scheduling Gentleman Jervis and Darwin Finch for next week. So be on lookout for that. Of course, we announce these things all throughout the week, but we do know that next Saturday, Jordan Clearwater will return to the program. This is the first time since losing the Heritage Championship and the arrival of Jack Banning. Ray Rosas will be back for the first time since finally eliminating SoCal distancing. Also, Ruby Rays and CC Chanel will be back for the first time since their loss. And I think the real story there is Nico Marquez and Jamie Ivan. They can't be happy about that loss. But yeah, Sweet Robin, big story today, turning on Gentleman Jervis and Darwin Finch, the Friendship Farm. David said, just check. Yes, I am subscribed. All right, well, you should get a notification. Be sure to turn those notifications on. So when we go live and we drop new videos, you'll get notified of that. New videos almost every single day right here. Greg says, Robin looks like Vincent. Oh, from Full Metal Jacket. Yes, I can't say that last name, but yes, he does. You know what? He reminded me of the guy from Full Metal Jacket. Not only looks wise, but how he lost his freaking mind. Unbelievable. We all love the new look, and now new attitude with that. Not cool. I didn't like it. And I'm a big Gentleman Jervis fan. I mean, through the pandemic, Jervis was nothing but just positivity and trying to bring everybody up, and now this happens. So Willie says, what's up, Dustin Starr? How are you, Willie? Thanks for joining us here on the live reaction. Let me know. Share your thoughts about today's show. Ricky says, I honestly thought the channel said Championship Wheaties. I'm hunting pennies. You know, I think it's cool that we are youtube.com/championship wrestling. Out of all the championship wrestlings across the world, we are Championship Wrestling. Love it. Terry, Friendship Farm stopped feeding him gummy worms. Any Robin would revolt. Would look like he was eating candy during the match with beef candy. So maybe that candy was spiked. I heard some people in the chat saying that. Ricky says YouTube's notifications are glitching bad right now. Well, that stinks. Well, I'm glad you found us, Ricky. Thanks, man. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We appreciate that. We're averaging over 300 new subscribers each and every month. So that's good. We appreciate each and every one of you. Willie says Dan Joseph and Anthony Idol should team up and obliterate Howdy Price and his stable. Now, that's a good point. That would be a heck of a team for sure. But it looks like Jack Cartwright has finally come to the aid of Anthony Idol. And, you know, Idol has been saving Jack Cartwright for a couple of weeks now. And you remember what happened with Howdy Price trying to pay off Jack Cartwright only to attack him anyways and then take the money back. So I've been waiting on something from Jack Cartwright. And it looks like finally Anthony Idol or somebody can match numbers with Howdy Price's stable. But you know what? So Jack Cartwright, Jack Cartwright, Anthony Idol, they do need Dan Joseph because you got to remember it's Howdy Price, Levi Shapiro, and Jesse James. Now, I know Howdy's not a wrestler, so to speak, but he is very, very involved. So now it's kind of a 3-on-3 deal if Dan Joseph gets involved with that. But man, Dan Joseph has his own problems. Sheesh. David said, thanks, Dustin. I will do it. I appreciate that. Championship Wheaties sounds good. Hey, there's a new cereal. Maybe we can sell some of that. Terry, ready to see some more Jesse James. Oh, man, that match, Jesse James versus Dan Joseph, was hard-hitting. If you didn't see it, go back to the feature matches or go to the Dan Joseph playlist, and you can watch that. That was hard-hitting, to say the least. They beat the heck out of each other. Ricky says Brian Armstrong with a question mark. Not sure exactly what that means. And then C3 Muscle, hey, welcome. Where in Memphis do the wrestling matches take place? Coming soon. So here with the pandemic, we have been trying to launch the Championship Wrestling from Memphis product, and you know that's our goal. We have not been quiet about that. But stay tuned, C3 Muscle. We're going to have some announcement coming very soon. And hint, hint, wink, wink, our 100th episode of Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle is coming up very, very soon. So be on lookout for that. And when that takes place, you guys are going to have brand new matches, brand new superstars. Really, it's going to be under the United Wrestling Network umbrella of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Championship Wrestling from Arizona, and you will soon have Championship Wrestling from Memphis. So stay tuned for that. Also, C3 Muscle, we do a wrestling trivia at Sidecar Cafe the first Monday of every month. pandemic permitting. And then also we watch all the pay-per-views, pay-per-view watch parties at Dave and Buster's in Memphis. Again, pandemic pending. It's really slowed things down, but we're plugging away, man. We appreciate all the support. Be sure to subscribe to us. Also, if you go to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com, there is a place where you can enter your email address, and every Friday we send out an email with what's going on in Championship Wrestling. Tomorrow we do our award show at noon Central Time, where we will award the very best of 2020. David says Idol, Cartwright, and Joseph would make a good stable. They need a level playing field. Yes, that would be I'm not sure if it would be a stable or just an alliance to where they can fight against Howdy Price. Ricky says Brian Armstrong was the road dog, Jesse James in the WWF. Yes, I know Brian Armstrong. Brian James, road dog, whatever you want to call him. Willie, when will we see a United Wrestling Network women's title match? It is coming very soon. Once again, the coronavirus is really doing a number on California, where Hollywood is filmed. It's really doing a number on Memphis as well. But stay tuned because we already have approval. It is 100% sanctioned. We will have a United Wrestling Network Women's Championship very, very soon. C3 Muscle says, big fan of the product. Looking forward to attending a live event. Thanks for the response. C3 Muscle, stay tuned. There will be an announcement very, very soon regarding Memphis. I promise you. And you will be able to buy tickets to it. Our last live event was out in Hickory Hill in Memphis on Halloween Day. So if you go to our playlist category here on the YouTube channel, go to Spooktacular, and you can watch that event in full, or you can watch match by match. Either way, it's right there. It emanated right here from Memphis, Tennessee, at Hickory Hill, across from the Hickory Ridge Mall. Terry says, hope it comes back to Arkansas this year. There's a little bit of wrestling going on. Make the trip over here, Terry. Come see us in Memphis. Bo says Dan Joseph and Sour Robin. That sounds better. Sour Robin would make a great team. Call themselves the Tantrums. To be continued with Dan. Now, I understand Dan Joseph, he's a little frustrated, and rightfully so. He's had the United TV title robbed from him. He had his rematches robbed from him. And today he felt like he didn't even get a chance. He didn't even get tagged in. Greg says, I miss the Wolves Zaddies, my favorite team in all of wrestling. You are going to see Bad Dude Tito on national television very, very soon. That's all I can say. Stay tuned. David says, looking forward to Championship Wrestling from Memphis. I love the wrestling in my home state of California, but the wrestling from Memphis is legendary. 100%. Memphis wrestling has a tradition and a historic value. It is definitely in the fabric of the DNA of Memphis, Tennessee, and we really look forward to working with Dave Marquez and the United Wrestling Network to bring that back. Not just to bring it back, but to bring you something fresh, bring you something new, something that's going to have long-lasting, tenure, just like it did at USWA. And it's coming soon. That was the whole reason that we launched Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle. So keep an eye on that, David. Willie says, also, Dustin, NWA Power is coming back. I can't wait. I'm a big fan of NWA Power. By the way, book Dustin Starr at yahoo.com. Book your boy for NWA Power. I'll be there. Atlanta's not that far. I'll make the drive. Ricky, do you guys come to Jacksonville, Florida, or do I have to keep watching AEW? Well, right now you have to watch AEW unless you watch us on YouTube. We are every single Saturday at noon right here on YouTube Premiere, live chat, just like today. Monday at noon is our Championship Wrestling podcast. I hope to have Robin Shaw on Monday, still confirming that. So stay tuned at CW30 Wrestling. And a lot of our Championship Wrestling stars are appearing at AEW. So good developmental ground here. Terry says, having to adjust my screen height to get all of Dustin's hair on the screen. What about it? How's it looking, guys? It was Elvis's birthday the other day. I heard Elvis was jealous of the 5-star hair. That's funny, Terry. Papo Esco was on the Circle of Debate podcast saying, yo, Dustin Starr, the man of 1,000 suits, cut your hair. I will be on the Circle of Debate podcast coming up this week. I believe it drops on Monday. I highly recommend you guys. I tell stories about my days with WWE, how Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle came about, favorite matches, how Maria got involved, just a whole lot of stuff that you may or may not know about myself and how this all came about. But I highly recommend it. The guys were a lot of fun to talk to. And that, I believe, drops on Monday. Willie says, bring the Rock Nest Monsters. Well, BHK made his return. BHK, dude, if you missed last week's show, go check it out, man. He was wielding a chair. He was wielding the stairs, ladders, and everything. He was kicking some butt. David said, I had the pleasure of watching NWA Shockwave on YouTube. Hopefully more NWA UWN to come. Absolutely. Primetime Live should be coming back at some point, too. Terry says, bad Dan and Robin, the bad boys. It looks like that. But Dan's not really bad yet. He's going in that direction. Sweet Robin did something totally off the charts today. Ricky says, is Jerry Lawler involved in your promotion? Yeah, Jerry is involved in the promotion. He's a friend of ours. We work together. We did the Jerry and Jerry show. So if you go to our playlist, Classic Memphis Wrestling, you'll see some highlights and vlogs involving Jerry Lawler. But we hope to have Jerry involved with Championship Wrestling from Memphis as well. Terry, in the 70s, wrestling Tulsa, Memphis, and Houston was the best. Oh, yeah. Trust me. I know, man. I went to the Mid-South Coliseum. By the way, go to the Classic Memphis Wrestling playlist. There are interviews with myself, interviewing King Cobra in the exact spot inside Mid-South Coliseum where he defeated the King in order to become the first Black world champion here in Memphis. We tour the facility and just really cool stuff. If you're a diehard wrestling fan from the 70s, 80s, 90s, check that out. But yeah, Memphis is the best, hands down. Ask anybody. They know about Memphis wrestling. When I reported to WWE Developmental, they called me Memphis because I was from Memphis. Hey, Memphis, come here. Chris Downs, what's up? He said, hey, Dustin, are you mad at me or something? No, I'm not mad. Why would I be mad at you, Chris? Thanks for coming in. David says, Elvis is not dead. He just went home. There are people that think that Elvis is really alive, just so you know. Ron, when I see Dustin's hair, I feel like playing with it like Richard Dreyfuss with mashed potatoes. Hey, just like my Maria, nobody puts their hands on the dew. You guys are too funny. Ricky says, Dustin, if you turn your head a certain way, you look like one of the characters from a very popular 90s MTV animated series created by Mike Judge. Are you trying to call me Butthead? Is that what you're trying to do? What's up, Harry? Perfect timing to come in and say hello. Harry Jones in the house. My hair is Beavis and Butthead like? You guys are too much. I'm going to tell my hairstylist that. She's not going to like that too much. Willie says, I wish that Jessica Havoc, Rosemary, and Jordan Grace were in United Wrestling Network Primetime Live NWA Pro Wrestling. We do too, man. We do too. But I do feel like we do have one of the best women's division in the United Wrestling Network. I mean, let's look at it. Killer Bay, Heather Monroe, CC Chanel, Ruby Reyes is bad to the bone, Lacey Ryan, Vipress. I mean, the names keep going and going and going. And next week on the program, the women's division will return. Ruby Reyes will be in action against Milo. Let's see, where was I? Terry, he's at Ricky. I was thinking more like Marge Simpson. Bet Dustin hides all of the ring weapons in there. Yeah, I've got my chain in here, some brass knucks. Actually, I hide that in my Maria's purse. So hands off the dew. Chris says, because you never message me back. Well, occasionally you do message me back if it's a holiday. Well, what do you want me to do, Chris? I'm talking to you now on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Live. Be on lookout. Championship Wrestling from Memphis is coming at some point, Chris. I expect you to be there. Ron Gibson, hello. He says, we are just funning about the hair, man. Thanks for being a good sport. Oh, man, that's the thing. Hey, when I'm out and about, hey, you're the Grizzlies guy with the hair. Hey, you're the wrestling guy with the hair. It's the guy with the hair. Actually, if I changed it, would anybody recognize me? It's all in fun. Terry says, I know it will not happen, but Sweet Robin needs to get in the ring with Pete Dunne. I don't think Pete Dunne's going to be able to. He'll have to figure something out because Sweet Robin, he's not moving unless he wants to move. He's a big guy. He's a big Bad dude, too. Ricky says, I'm glad that I learned about Bryan Danielson getting his start in Memphis Wrestling. Yeah, so the American Dragon, he actually wrestled under a mask at Memphis Championship Wrestling after being trained by the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. And then the Yes Movement actually started right here in Memphis at FedEx Forum. That was really cool. A lot of my friends were there and were a part of that. So there's a lot of rich wrestling history with Daniel Bryan. Also, if you go to feature matches, the playlist, and I keep plugging that because everything's there, we've got Daniel Bryan versus X-Pac that happened right here in the United Wrestling Network. Some of the crowd chants had to be bleeped during the match. It's a good one. We aired it in 2020, but the match was from a couple of years back. But that match is in the feature matches playlist. Willie says, I love Ruby Ray's Vipers. Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa performed here as well. She's in the women's division playlist. And Lacey Ryan, also NWA women's champion Serena Deeb. So I worked with Serena Deeb in my WWE days back a while back. Serena, I love Serena. If you remember correctly, she shaved her head for CM Punk. That was her. And fast forward all these years, she's the NWA Women's World Champion on AEW. So good for her. Congratulations to her. Ron Gibson said, I wish Josephus would wrestle on Championship Wrestling. Hey, it's not out of the question. Josephus, I believe, is Nashville. I think he's around the Nashville area. So you could totally see him at any point. Also on Primetime Live, there were a lot of great talent on Primetime Live as well. So if you guys think about it, as far as AEW, Brandon Cutler, MJF, Luchasaurus, Scorpio Sky, Danny Limelight, Peter Avalon, Brandon Cutler, the Young Bucks. Gosh, the list goes on and on of Heather Monroe, Vipress. She was on AEW. A lot of talent. Look at Max Caster, for crying out loud. Max Caster was on our program not too long ago. VSK, you see him on AEW Dark all the time. He was on our program just a matter of a couple of weeks ago. David said, didn't know that about Bryan Danielson. I enjoy learning these things. Yes, Daniel Bryan, big part of Memphis wrestling history. Chris says on Twitter, actually, and if you want me in Memphis, Tennessee for any event, only if the pandemic ain't still that bad. You've been to wrestling events with the pandemic going on too, Chris. So I don't know what the difference would be. You just have to mask up and be socially distant. Anything that we do is always socially distant and following the CDC guidelines. The Spooktacular was outdoors. People were masked up, watching wrestling from their cars. Again, you can watch that in full on our YouTube page here. That is in the Spooktacular category. But yeah, so be safe when you do it. Bo says, to go from retirement to NWA Women's Champ just like that is really something. Good for Serena Deeb. Yeah, Serena was also a coach at NXT. I'm not sure how long she was there, but she was a coach at NXT as well. So she's done a lot, even if you haven't seen her on national television or on that national stage. But yeah, she's back, and she's in better shape than ever, too. Conditioning is real big. Whatever happened to Tiffany Rocks, also known as Roxy? That's a good question. I'm not sure about that one. We'll have to get back to you on that one. Ricky says, Eric Embry versus Skandar Akbar in WCCW is what made me a wrestling fan. You know, it's funny you say that. Eric Embry, I used to watch on USWA when Texas invaded Memphis. And it was Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard, who Dr. Tom talked to him. Actually, Christmas and New Year, we keep up with each other. He sent me his book, his training guide to professional wrestling. So, coach, he was my coach at WWE Developmental, Dr. Tom. I love him. Got a great school with Glenn Jacobs out in Knoxville. Highly, highly recommended. But anyways, those two were the baddest guys in USWA. Eric Embry and Dr. Tom Pritchard were just, man, gave USWA and Memphis wrestling fits. And then all of a sudden, they were pitted against each other, which I thought was super cool. So lots of history with Dr. Tom Pritchard, actually my coach in the WWE. Let's see here. Mickey, love your work on Championship Wrestling. I watched the Memphis version of the show just for the stars. Man, Mickey, you just made my day. I really appreciate that. That's very, very cool, man. We do try to bring a different style and a different flavor to the Hollywood product. Hopefully on the next round of tapings, I look forward to flying out to Hollywood to be a part of that. But then also at the same time, I look forward to launching Championship Wrestling from Memphis. So in that situation, you'd have two totally, completely different shows, which I think is super cool. That's not a cool thing. So let me do that. Sorry, guys, Twitter is blowing up, but I really appreciate that, Mickey. Thank you for watching. And Maria, I know I speak for her. She would feel the same way. Greg says Eric Embry on world-class Championship Wrestling during the last years of the promotion. Eric Embry was just top heel, man. Ricky says, Dustin, does Eric Embry have social media? I'd like to tell him how I felt about his work in USWA and WCCW. I don't think so, but Dr. Tom does. And if anybody knows where Eric Embry is, it might be Dr. Tom Pritchard. But yeah, man, I haven't seen or heard from Eric Embry in a long, long time. If you find out, let me know, because I want to reach out to him and tell him the same thing. I thought he was one of the best heels there ever was here in Memphis. David says, I remember Roxy, she and Taylor Wilde and the Governor, Daphne. I remember Daphne were one of my favorite trios in TNA. Chris Downs, by the way, -1, a.k.a. Brody Lee Jr., your thoughts on him against Mississippi's own Marco Stunt on AEW Dark? Not looking forward to it. He's a kid. I think Marco should just be able to put him over his knee and spank him. I do think it's good what they're doing with the family. I think it's awesome that they signed -1, but he's 10 years old, man. It'd be like my son getting in there and, beating up Marco Stunt. It's fun, but, Terry, my intro to wrestling was Stampede in late 60s. Man, Bob Leonard was my uncle. Okay. Intro to wrestling, Stampede. There's a lot of stars that came from Stampede. Willie says NWA Pro Wrestling and their territories made me a pro wrestling fan. Now United Wrestling Network Primetime Live and Billy Corgan's NWA Power galvanized my love for pro wrestling. Yes, totally agree, man. I've got friends that only watch WWE and AEW, and I urge them all the time. If you like those products, you need to watch the United Wrestling Network. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The very best talent that you see on national television come from the United Wrestling Network. There's no argument. The facts are the facts. Ron says the stars are awesome. You guys bring a great vibe to Championship Wrestling. Man, thank you, Ron. I really appreciate that. We work hard. A lot of the extra shows, the year in review, the award show that will air tomorrow, that's all written, edited, and produced by myself and of course, my Maria, with the help of the United Wrestling Network and John Roberts. Big shout out to John Roberts for editing the show each and every week. But a lot of that extra content that you see comes directly from us, and we do this full time. This is what we do. And so we really appreciate the feedback when you guys like it. And also, if you don't like it, that tells us we need to do something different. David, I also remember Embry and Pritchard, both their tag team and their feud. Embry had the mean streak of a pit bull. He sure did, and he would bleed like hell. Oh my gosh, he would bleed like a stuck pig, man. With that blonde hair, blood would be everywhere. And the way he always cut his promos, he just sounded like a mean dude. Ricky, he was one of the best heels, but he and Percy Pringle were so loved and world class. Man, there's a name, Percy Pringle. Looking forward to the PP3. If you guys don't know what the PP3 is, it's the Percy Pringle III Memorial Cup. Ray Rosas won it last year, but SoCal Distancing stole it and threw it in the Pacific Ocean, so nobody was able to cash it in. And what happens is after that tournament, whoever has the PP3 Cup, they can cash it in anytime, any place, just like Money in the Bank, an opportunity for the championship, anyone that they want. And unfortunately, nobody was able to cash it in because it's in the ocean. Mickey, once Championship Wrestling from Memphis has a regional title, I'll pre-order a lapel pin. I've got all the lapel pins. I love them. That's a great idea. Of course, we'll do that. We've already have a couple of designs for our championship belt as well. So working on that. Terry says Lee Jr. could be a boy manager. Yeah, but he has to go to school. He's not even in high school yet. Chris Down says how Brady's doing. He's 14 years old. No, Brady is actually 12 years old. Are you saying that Brody Jr. is 14? Because if he's 14, he's still not in high school. He can't be on the road and really do very much. David says Marco would be in a no-win situation. If he beats the kid, he gets called a bully. If Brody Jr. beats him, then Marco would have to leave town. I agree. They're not going to have that match, guys. Ricky says, isn't Marco Stunt 14 years old? Look, I love Marco Stunt. I loved Marco Stunt. He started right here in Memphis. I was at some of his first matches, to my knowledge. When he hit the big stage, we did interviews with him. You know, we love Marco Stunt. Willie Bowen, will Nick Aldis wrestle the winner of the United Wrestling Network Primetime Live Heavyweight Championship? I'm not sure. That would be cool. The NWA champion versus the UWN champion. And that's another thing. We will crown a United Wrestling Network world champion very, very soon. Pandemic pending. Ricky says, Dustin's here's a trivia question. Who are the only two wrestlers to be managed by both Percy Pringle and Skandor Akbar? That's a good one. I need to use that in my trivia night. Destiny says, wow, can't wait for the award show. That's really cool. Also off topic, absolutely love the new family portrait on the mantle. Beautiful family. There you go, right there. Thanks, Destiny. So you've got baby Reese, Brady, of course, my Maria, and myself. We did that. That's the baby pictures. And then this one over here, of course. Reese is taking over. I mean, I hear that this is even Reese's championship belt, too. Thanks for stopping in, Destiny. I appreciate it. Good to see you in the chat today, too. All your faves on the show. I love it. James says, so since it's at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, what is the status of the PP3 Cup? I mean, technically, the PP3 Cup, if somebody fishes it out of there, I mean, I guess they can use it. But from what I think, the 2020 PP3 Cup is null and void, and I guess they'll crown a new PP3 Cup winner, just like they do every year, hopefully in 2021. Pandemic pending, by the way. Chris says, I met your son, Brady 5-star. Yeah, no, he is only 12 years old and does not want to be a professional wrestler either. He's changed his mind on that. Ron says, Marco put in a lot of hard work and dedication to be where he is in wrestling. Love that guy. Yes, he has taken some hellacious bumps and worked really hard, got his opportunity, impressed some people, and look at him now. Very good stuff. Anytime we can book Marco, we do. So Marco Stunt is actually in action versus Derek King on the Spooktacular playlist. So you can go and watch that. There's my Maria in the background over here. How many years between your boys? 12. 12 years between the two. 219 Sosa says, thank you for bringing wrestling to us during these hard times. Well, we appreciate you guys for watching. There's plenty of new footage out there, or new to you footage out there on these playlists. So feature matches is your favorite. That's the go-to. Mickey, I'm a couple of inches taller than Marco Stunt, so it gives me hope of being a wrestler. I didn't just want to become a mini Estrella in Mexico. How old are you, Mickey? Are you training anywhere? Are you going to train anywhere? Bo says one more star and the Star family will actually be 5 stars. Well, we have a couple of puppies around here somewhere.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, Maria says we're done. Sorry, pal. We are done. Willie says Serena Deeb should make an appearance on Championship Wrestling and wrestle women for the UW. Actually, Serena Deeb did make an appearance on United Wrestling Network. She's on Primetime Live. So pretty sure that's where she won the NWA Women's World Championship. I might be wrong, but I think so. Jamode, what's up, man? Happy New Year. Says, tell your wife Happy New Year. They say Happy New Year from Jamode. Richie Slade in the house, Heritage Champion. Congratulations. You have been very beneficial to some crazy things happening with Jack Banning and the Friendship Farm lately. But Richie says, in case you all are wondering, the reason why Sweet Robin went sour is because he couldn't stand toe-to-toe with the best, and that's Richie Slade. Now that I've graced your chat session with my succulence, I'm out. That's your fave, Rhea. Beef candy.
Yeah.
She said, yeah. Richie Slade, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Terry says, Ida was saying just the other day, someone fished it out. He could just be playing. Suspense or false flag, time will tell. He's probably joking. I haven't heard that anybody fished out. Literally, I think it's gone. I think they have to get a new cup. Ron Gibson, hey, Dustin, have you ever wrestled Eli Drake? I think you guys could put on a good match, promo versus one another. Thanks, Ron. No, I have not wrestled Eli Drake, but of course I've met Eli and worked with him on the show. Actually, commentated one of his matches on NWA. You can check that out, I believe, on their YouTube channel. Ashish, have you ever visited India? No, but I would love to. Destiny, Richie, Succulent. Wow. I knew you'd love that, Destiny. Mickey, almost 24. I'm near Blue Demon Junior School in San Francisco. Can't go wrong there with Blue Demon, for sure. Chris Down said, I'd understand, but okay. Any upcoming events? Also, when will you be back in your wrestling boots? I'm not sure. It's been a year since I wrestled due to the pandemic. And Chris, we've had events. You just don't attend them. So I don't want to hear that, brother. David says, at the risk of offending Destiny, something I don't want to do. Richie, yeah. Jamode, are you going to go for that championship with Richie Slade? Am I going to go for Richie Slade's championship? And right now I'm sitting at the desk. It hurts a whole lot less sitting at the desk. Richie Slade, we're not worthy. Willie says Slice Boogie should go after the United Wrestling Network TV championship. He might. I mean, you got the United World Tag Team Champions right there, so why not Slice Boogie going for the others? Destiny says, oh, David, you can't defend me. Terry, I'd like to see Action Mike Jackson again. Man, I would like to see Action Jackson. Action Jackson's my buddy from Little Rock. You hopefully will see him on Championship Wrestling at some point. Action Jackson. It's a different Action Jackson. It's not Mike Jackson. It's just Action Jackson, because when he says action, you say Jackson. Action. Jackson. Action. Jackson. Just like Snipes. What's his name? Snipes. David says, thank you, Destiny. I always enjoy talking to you. Hope to see Ice Williams soon. Yeah, Ice Williams. He was recently training with Chris Bay. Miss Chris Bay. Congratulations to him for all what he's doing. Impact. Hopefully we'll see Ice Williams pretty soon. Ron says, I know it's a hard question, probably, but what's your favorite match you wrestled during your career? I talk about that on the Circle of Debate podcast. There you go, Destiny. Jackson. I talk about that. My favorite matches are for different reasons, not because they're like really good matches, but because, like, for instance, a match with Jeff Jarrett. You can see these on 5-Star Fan Cam. And also I need to create a playlist because you guys keep asking about our wrestling matches. I need to create a playlist right here where you can see the power couple in action. But, like, for instance, wrestling Jeff Jarrett was super cool. Him and Maria did a strut off, which I thought was hilarious. And then I have some good fun matches with badass Billy Gunn. Have some a match with Hurricane Helms. Me and the King, of course, have had numerous contests. But then also winning the Southern Heavyweight Classic was very cool, where I beat Action Jackson among several others that night. But yeah, I need to post that, so I'll make a note to try to get those uploaded and posted for you guys to see. Jamode, can the temperature from Hollywood make another championship like United States? You probably will not see another championship other than the United World Championship. But then, of course, Championship Wrestling from Memphis, we would have our own championship title as well. All right, guys, I am going to get off of here. If anybody is watching this at a later date, put your comments there. We always go back and answer each and every comment. If you're watching any of the matches and you post some comments, of course, we always go back and reply. We try to be as responsive to the fans as we possibly can. Be sure to follow us on all the forms of social media, whichever ones you're on, at CW30 Wrestling. Of course, be sure to like the videos, subscribe. That's the main thing, is getting more eyeballs here. And we really do hope to launch something very, very special for you really, really soon. Our 100th episode is coming up on February 27th, so keep your eyes open for that. Willie says, bring the Von Erichs to United Wrestling Network and Primetime Live and NWA Power. Von Erichs are doing really well. I think MLW, they're already signed up. Does anyone remember when Jeff Jarrett was tag team champions with a wrestler who went on to become Doink the Clown? Jarrett's had several partners. Actually spoke to Jeff a couple of weeks ago. We keep in contact. And congrats to him on everything he's doing within the ranks of WWE. But thank you guys for joining me here. It's been about 40 minutes. It's been a lot of fun. We'll continue to do the live reactions. I know this is my first one of 2021. Sometimes I'm out and about. This morning I had a really important meeting, but was able to rush back over, to the house for Championship Wrestling and do some live tweeting and some chatting. And so I appreciate you guys for coming by. Ricky, I do late 80s, early 90s. Terry says, had to enjoy a beer. Matt Bourne doing Doink the Clown. Maniac Matt Bourne. Yep, I remember all this. Okay, well, I will see you guys tomorrow in the live chat, tomorrow at noon Central Time for the Championship Wrestling Awards show featuring the very best of 2020. And then again on Monday at noon right here on YouTube. It's going to be the Championship Wrestling Podcast. I look forward to talking to Sweet Robin Shaw. Be sure to follow us at CW30 Wrestling for confirmation on that. All I have to do is get him to commit. And then, of course, next Saturday at noon right here on this YouTube channel and CW30 in Memphis, it's the return of Jordan Clearwater. First time we're hearing from him since he lost the Heritage title and since the arrival of Jack Banning. Ray Rosas will be back on the program. Ruby Reyes in the women's division. CC Chanel will be there. Jam-packed, fastest hour in professional wrestling. But until then, I am Dustin Starr saying so long, everybody. Oh, yeah.